Hey man, it's me, Kevin Smith. Welcome to the Grow Tent, everybody. You have found the best growing channel on YouTube, man. The place where we simplify the approach for you so everyone can learn how to grow. We make it so simple, even I can understand. So I'm going to listen and learn right now.
Woo! What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. You can definitely tell we're not in our normal location. We're in a hotel in Texas. But we got a great episode for you today. Today we're going to be talking about the kind of steps you should do on adding your newts or drawing them up. I had somebody that was like, please make a video on this. And so I said, okay. And then we have the second subject of the day, which is when and how much diatomaceous earth to re-amend, or when to add it, or the amounts to add. We're going to talk about that, and also how I pre-treat my soil with it. So we're going to have a two-subject topic today, or video today, a video on two topics. There we go. Get that out, GT. I'm sorry, I've been in the sun for like 3 days. I'm all toasty. I'm exhausted. All right, so please remember to like, comment, subscribe, watch the full videos, all that fun stuff. Also, side note, I do have a racing channel. I've never shared it publicly before. It's always just been kind of like a personal channel, so I've never shared the link to it. But I've had a ton of people asking me for the link to my racing channel. I've actually been doing kind of content for quite a few years now. But I've been doing racing content on YouTube since 2008. So I've been doing the racing stuff on YouTube a lot longer. Now, I did make most of the videos private. There's still quite a few videos on there, but I have made most of the videos private because they have like my family and stuff like that in there, because we like to go racing as a family. So there is still a bunch of videos on there, and there's more videos going forward that will be on there. But if you want to join my racing channel or subscribe to my racing channel, the link to it will be in the video description below, and you can go give that a subscription or a subscribe if you want, because I like messing around with boats and cars on it is basically what you'll find, the kind of stuff you'll find on there, and probably some old videos with shooting and stuff like that. So all right, so let's get today's episode started. So we go with the DE first or the newts? Okay, we'll do newts first. You guys picked. Hey, I didn't pick it, you picked it. So newts first. First question is drawing them up. I watch a lot of people actually contaminate their nutrients, especially if you've ever had something like your Mag Sulfur product. You know how fast this stuff goes bad if you ever introduce a contaminant to it. The biggest thing is whenever, let's just say this can is my bottle of newts, it comes in a nice little screw off top. You're never gonna put your syringe or pipette into your nutrient bottle because they're dirty and you're introducing contaminants into a food source. It's a good way to ruin your stuff. I usually just take that out, and I actually have a measuring cup, and you can buy these little plastic cups and they have the measurement markers on the side of them. So you don't even have to use like the pipette or the stylet or anything like that. You can actually just take your bottle of nutrients, pour it into the cup until it hits the the marking lines on the side, and then you're done. There's no syringe, no nothing, and you never have to put anything into this container. You don't ever want to induce contaminants into those, and a good way to do it is to always pour out of it, not insert anything into your nutrient supply, especially if you're dealing with Mag Sulfur, because if you get anything in there within like a week or two, you'll have all kinds of stuff floating in it and growing. You'll contaminate it and go bad, and you just got to throw that stuff out there, because you're not going to put that germy crap into your plant. So always pour out, and you can actually just get these little measuring cups. I should probably sell those. That'd be a good idea for a product. I bet people would love them. Don't take my idea. I might cut that out. No, I'll leave it out there. But always pour out of those. Don't put anything into them. Also, another question I get all the time is, does it matter what order that they go into the water? I have done certain orders, like, oh, you put the micro in first, then the grow, then the bloom. I've done them all, and then I've done them all the opposite ways. I've never noticed a single bit of difference in the outcome of the plant by the order of which I put the nutrients in. The only thing we're talking different about is the only difference, your pH up and down. That's always the last thing you add. You won't ever add your pH up or down before you do anything, because it doesn't make any sense. Like if I just had my water and I pH'd it up, I was like, oh, this needs to be pH'd up, and then I put my nutrients in after. Well, the stuff you put in after changes the pH balance of the water, so your pH always goes last. It's the only thing that there's kind of like a hard, fast rule on, is you should always adjust your pH at the end. What else? Yeah, but the order absolutely does not matter. So don't stick stuff into these to draw out of them, pour out of them. And even if you don't have one of those little cups with the marking, just get a solo cup. You just pour a little bit in there and draw out of that. Don't pour too much, because then you waste it, because you pour it into the cup. You don't want to pour it back into the container. So nothing ever goes into those containers. Don't draw out of them. I don't care if you even got a clean syringe. I don't care. Just don't put anything in those containers. It's silly. Pour out of them and then draw from that, or get one of those little cups that has the markings on the side that you can just, like a little milliliter thing, as you pour in. It's like, this is 5, this is 10. Just like a little kid's medicine cup, but bigger than that, if you have more plants. The second question is diatomaceous earth. How often do we add it? How do you add it? How often do you re-add it? And how do you use it to prep for soil? So this topic has 3 points to it. The first one being, how do I prep my soil with it, is whenever I get new soil, I take it out of the plastic bags, because those bags are really bad about holding humidity. And if you keep that soil damp and wet, you have a good chance for mold and mildew growth. And then on top of that, fungus gnats or any kind of other creepy crawlers that are in there, they love that wet soil and they thrive in it. So I always take my soil whenever I get it, I cut the bags open, I pour it into the big plastic tubs, and there I let it dry out. When I do pour it into those big plastic tubs, I take giant handfuls of diatomaceous earth and I just throw it in there, and then kind of till it all up and put it all throughout the soil to help me get rid of bugs faster. And then as soon as you dry all the soil out, all those eggs and stuff that were in there, they all die. And you get rid of any kind of mold or mildew spores that were in there too. Second part, when do you add it? So you've already got it in there whenever you are making up your soil or pre-setting up your soil. Anytime I transplant into a new container, I will add it to the top 2 inches of soil. So just grab a handful of it, sprinkle it along the top dress it in. The top 2 inches of your soil, you don't need to go down any further than that, because where we want it to have effect is top 2 inches. The other time that, let's say you're in flower, we're not transplanting anymore, then how, this is the main part of this question, but I just figured I'd cover all the topics of it. The final part is, well, if I'm in flower, I'm not transplanting anymore, then do I re-add it ever since I'm not transplanting? Yeah, so every 4 weeks I will re-top dress or re-amend the top of my soil with diatomaceous earth, because what happens is, as you water, that stuff just trickles down further, and we want to keep it at the top. And the nice part about diatomaceous earth, it is around 90% silica. So by adding diatomaceous earth, not only are you using it as a good treatment for any kind of bugs or anything like that, it's actually, you're adding silica into your soil by amending it into the top of it, because diatomaceous earth is majority silica. So cool stuff, I know, right? It does multi-purpose things. So in flower, it's every 4 weeks. So you transplanted at the beginning of flower, you would have, since you transplanted, it triggered you to put diatomaceous earth into the top of the soil, and then every 4 weeks. So you will do it 2 times total during flower, depending on how long your flower is. Well, you got the first time when you transplant, and the next time is whenever you will be re-amending at week 4-ish of flower. All right, I hope you guys all have a fantastic, dude, my nose is burnt. Like my nose and my cheeks. I gotta put more I gotta be better about putting sunblock on today, because it feels burnt. Like it looks red, but it feels is redder than it even looks. All right. Well, I hope you guys have an awesome week. If you want, remember, subscribe to my racing channel. It's just called Racing with GT. It's almost impossible to find if you just Google it, because racing and GT are pretty common words in the racing world, because a lot of cars are called GT. There's a lot of racing series that's called GT. And I mean, GT's even like Gran Turismo. So it makes it very difficult to search out the channel. But I'll see you guys later. I hope everybody has a fantastic rest of the week. Peace.